Hello, my fellow investors, and welcome back to another fundamental analysis video. Today, guys, we are going to be taking a look at a company that was recommended by, oh boy, Terrips. I don't really know how to say your name, but you recommended this company saying, great video, man. Could you make a video about new technologies, which is considered essentially the Tesla for scooters. So this is what we're going to take a look at right now, guys. And believe it or not, the thing that you're looking right now on the screen is their website. Yeah, I don't really understand, but it is what it is. But let's take a look at this company's fundamentals. Let's take a look at what they do, where they're located, and then do a discounted free cash flow approach on this company to see if it's worth a buy. Now, before we get started, I would just like to apologize to everybody for not doing a stream yesterday, on Thursday, because, well, I did promise you all one, but I came home from work and I just dropped dead in bed. It was horrible. I was so extremely tired. Still, though, you guys did get 2 streams this week. We did one on Tuesday and then we did one on Wednesday covering the FOMC. Next week, though, we are going to go back to the normal Tuesday and Thursday format. So yeah, with that said, guys, again, I'm so terribly sorry, but I was really tired. So now with that said, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Really does help here with the algorithm on YouTube as well as a Rumble. We will be streaming, as I said, every single week, twice a week, hopefully, on Tuesday and Thursday. And we will try to do 3 or more depending on how many events there are currently occurring when it comes to the markets. But nonetheless, though, that's the plan. All we're really asking for is just a follow. If it's a Rumble, subscribe on YouTube, like the videos and the stream, and as well as, guys, share the content. It really does help. And you guys can also follow us on X as well for daily news about what we put out. So thank you so much for watching. And with that said, let's get started with this analysis on the company NIU. Now, looking at the company profile, we got NIU Technologies designs, manufactures, sells smart electric scooters in the People's Republic of China. So right off the bat, we got a really niche kind of industry, right? Electric scooters. However, the People's Republic of China, i.e. West Taiwan. Yeah, this is not something I already like. You guys know how I feel about any China-based company. The company offers RQI, NQI, MQI, SQI, UQI, and GOVA, I love it, series electric scooters and motorcycles. So that pretty much does it. There really isn't much of anything else to take a look at here. That is their main thing. However, they also have accessories such as apparently raincoats, gloves, knee pads, storage baskets, tail boxes, smartphone holders, etc. But I think their main thing, though, is from the electric scooter market. So they're essentially, as over there, Terripe said, they're basically the Tesla when it comes to the electric scooters. So looking at this company, guys, on the intraday, we can see that they did gain today around 1.75%. But again, what company didn't gain today? If we take a look at this on the wider view, we can see that on the 1 year, they're down a whopping 53.35%. Year to date, they're down 20.55%. 52-week range of $1.57 to a high of $4.82. I don't think that they ever broke. Oh, actually, wow. Okay, so this is the example, guys. This is actually a prime example of a hype company, right? This thing, because of the whole EV thing, because of the whole EV bubble that was occurring at the latter end, well, actually, I would say 2020 and then the latter end of 2021, this thing gained to a price of $49.43 to the moon, right? And then, well, look at that. Look at that. It is now, guys, a penny stock. So I really am curious if maybe with their fundamentals, this would have been avoidable. Again, I empathize with people that bought at this point, but, let's see if it was actually predictable based off of their fundamentals. So jumping now into the calculator, we got the ticker for NIU, market cap of 134.21 million, a PE of NA, yeah, their net income is in the negatives, with a current share price of $1.74. We already took a look at this. Now, this free cash flow, it is real bad. For starters, we have to use, guys, the 5-year average free cash flow. They don't have 10 years of data, unfortunately. They have, I think they're missing like 2 more till they hit 10 years of data, but it is what it is. Now, looking at this 5-year average free cash flow, it is negative $700,000, I believe, 0.7 million. So yes, negative $700,000. And yeah, that's real bad, because the last year's free cash flow is even deeper into the negative at negative $37.3 million. Let's see how the fundamentals actually look in regards to this. So taking a look at the fundamentals, before we actually get started with this, I do have to premise one thing. In regards to the profit metrics, guys, if we take a look at this, we can see that the net income specifically, and this also applies to the other ones too, but looking at the net income, we can see that they literally have nothing for 2023. So what I just did is I just put the negative 7.2 million into the December 2023, which is technically the 1 year ago value. So just FYI, okay? Just giving you guys a little bit of context when it comes to seeing this. Nonetheless, though, on the net income 5 years ago of 27.3 million to 1 year ago of, oh boy, negative 7.2 million. That's a decrease of 126%. You can tell that as of 5 years ago, you know, this was, I guess, increasing, but then as of very, very recently, this thing just dropped off a cliff. Guys, I have no idea what's going on here. I'm going to have to give this a 50%. Looking now at the free cash flow, cash from operations less capital expenditures. 5 years ago of 9.3 million in the positive to, oh boy, 1 year ago of negative 37.3 million. Again, 2 in the 1 year ago value. For some reason, the 1 year ago value was 0, so I just made it the same as the 2 year ago value. This is a decrease, guys, of 501% with an average of negative $700,000 as we saw. Again, they had a peak here 4 years ago during COVID, which is ironically enough when the share price skyrocketed. That happened the following year, but you can see that that definitely did something to them, where they just did during COVID $54.2 million. All in all, though, again, I don't know where this is heading, guys. This is all over the place. I really do not know. The revenue, on the other hand, does actually seem like we have an indication here. We can see 5 years ago of 298.2 million to 1 year ago of 373.6 million. This is an increase of 25.29. However, guys, as of 3 years ago, you guys can see over here, this peaked at $583 million, and then it just came coming down. Now, they are higher than that of the 5 year ago on the 1 year ago value, but lower than the 4 year ago value. So I look at this and I'm just like, is this a trend now going down, right? Is this a trend now going down? So I'm going to have to give this, guys, I don't know. I'm going to have to give this like a solid, oh my goodness, I don't know. Basically, when in doubt, I usually just give it a 50 because I just do not know where this is heading. And I said that this gives us a little bit more of a direction. Not really, right? Not really. I kind of take that back because I have no idea where this is going. So yeah, 50%. Looking at the total assets and total liabilities, we can see that this is actually increasing. Peaked at around 3 years ago and kind of tapering off as of right now. Obviously, we don't have the current value, so I just made the current value the same as the 1 year ago value. But all in all, it is actually increasing. It is really good. However, I'm still going to give it a 60%. Average total assets being 330.36 million, liabilities of 160.5 million, a difference of almost $170 million. Once again, guys, 60% just because we haven't seen a nice consistent rise, even though it is increasing at a pretty decent rate. Now, if we take a look at the cash flow minus the liabilities, this is interesting because they had 2 years where they actually brought this thing up closer to 0, from 5 to 4 years ago, and then from 2 to 1 year ago. All in all, though, it's still heading downwards. In fact, as of 1 year ago, they're at negative $192 million with an average of negative $151 million. All in all, guys, I'm going to give this one a 20%. Now, seeing that this is a very new company, we can see that, well, their shares outstanding is going up. However, on the 5 year, it's actually not too bad. As of 5 years ago, we got 74.7 million to today of 78.7 million. That is an increase, guys, of 5.35%. That's actually not too bad. I've seen companies issue a lot more shares in less amount of time. So I look at this, I'm like, you know what? It's actually not too shabby. They're essentially doing 1% per year, right? In fact, previous to the current year, they did around 2.8, where they increased it from 77.1 to 78.7. All in all, though, this actually isn't that bad. I mean, you know exactly what you're getting. I still don't like that it's increasing. However, I fully understand it. I'm going to give this, in fact, a 70%. And lastly, cash and equivalents. They currently hold $123 million with an average of $71.85 million. Looking at the overall grade, I mean, yeah, this thing is just, we have no idea where this is going, right? At least on the 5 year. If we take a look at actually the 10 year, it looks actually worse Because in fact, guys, here is the net income on the 10-year going back to 8 years ago. You can see the 8, 7, and 6 massive negative, 5, 4, and 3, which is what we saw. It isn't the positive, and then we're back into the negative over here. Looking at the free cash flow, the free cash flow is literally all over the place when it comes to this. Negative, positive, negative, positive, 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 negative, negative. So yeah, it's just all over the place. The revenue though is actually doing very, very nicely on the 10-year, so I'll give them that. So the way that I see this on the 5-year perspective, and even in a sense to the point of like the 10-year perspective, yeah, it's a 50% company, actually 51, right? Slightly above 50. So I look at this and I'm just like, let's see, the Tesla for scooters, okay, that would be great. However, China, that's a problem. And you know how I feel about, guys, China-based companies. It's the reason why I don't buy Alibaba, right? I think that their fundamentals are great, but communism, I know exactly what communism does. And at any moment, the Chinese government could be like, okay, we're done here. Every company is now seized, and that, you know, the little amount of capitalism, quote unquote, that exists here is nuked. So yeah, that's why I don't like them. So 51%, definitely do more research on this one. Now, if we take a look at the discounted free cash flow, this is already looking interesting. On the base level, guys, we got $3.41, and then adjusting for debt, $8.38. Very, very interesting. Now, let's input some numbers. For the predicted share buyback, I'm going to say on the worst case scenario, -7, -6, and then -5. Basically, the best assumption, right, would be the status quo. Okay, actually, should I do that? No, let's say -5 for the median, and then let's go up by 2. Let's say -3. Basically, all across the board, they're going to issue shares. However, they're not going to issue too many shares at the highest assumption. Now, for the revenue, Seeking Alpha actually has the revenue growth on the 2-year of around almost 12%. So I'm going to say, guys, I'm going to say 6% for the lowest. Let's go to 8, and then let's go to 10. I think that that's very, very fair. And with this, we get $3.93 to $4.68, and adjusting for debt, $9.31 to $10.87. Margin of safety of 5, 10, 15, $7.92 to $10.33. Again, it looks like a buy right now. However, please do more research on it. This is a penny stock. Y'all know how I feel about penny stocks. So yeah, I look at this, I'm just like, oh boy, could be good. But again, please do your own due diligence when it comes to this. And of course, Teripes, don't really know how to say your name. Hopefully this helped when it comes to understanding this company a little bit. My personal opinion, though, is just that, yeah, it's a Chinese-based company. Their fundamentals can't really tell where they're going. So yeah, to me it's a pass, but tell me what you guys think. And that pretty much does it, guys, for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Really does help here on YouTube as well as Rumble. Again, so terribly sorry for not live streaming yesterday, but I was really exhausted. Next week, though, we're going to have one on Tuesday as well as Thursday. So thank you so much. And of course, on Sunday, we're going to have the weekend deep dive. So make sure to catch that one, because we're going to mainly talk about the FOMC meeting that just happened and then what's going to happen in the future and how markets will react. Because right now, things are crazy. Things are absolutely crazy. So thank you so much for watching. Follow us on X. Peace out, and we will see you all next time.